It is a beautiful Sunday afternoon from Charleston, South Carolina, where the Charleston Battery are getting set to host Hartford Athletic here from Patriots Point. Tonight's match is presented by MUSC Health Day. With Devin Kerr, I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks so much for being with us on this Sunday afternoon. A look around the Atlantic Division and a look at the standings. Charleston and Hartford in 5th and 6th spots. Elimination in the cards.
Still so much movement to go on down the stretch here. Some teams have 4, some teams have 5, some teams are moving into 3 zone in terms of how many games are left to play. Loudoun United right now going toe-to-toe with Miami FC. Virtually, Miami have actually jumped up into that number 2 spot. Riverhounds could overtake it, and they could go to the top 4. Looks to be set. But it comes down to this, Josh. Hartford Athletic, Charleston Battery. Win to stay relevant, win to stay in, then worry about everything else.
And look around the rest of the Atlantic Division. Charlotte got that 2-1 win over New York last night. Loudoun Miami going at it now, and still one more tonight.
I still think that Loudoun could pull this off. I truly do. This is a team, and you want to follow the stats and the XGs and the goals that they can produce. We know that they can score. Can they defend? 45 minutes to go. There's an opportunity for them to knock Miami FC off their glorious run. Pittsburgh Riverhounds, Tampa Bay Reddies have never won at Highmark. Sebastian Guazzati has never scored in Pittsburgh. That favors Bob Lilly and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Again, the top 4, who knows? Control what you control if you're the Charleston Battery or Hartford Athletic.
And a look at this game today. One of our players to watch for Charleston, Claudio Repetto, 9 goals on the season.
3 goals in the last 3 games. That's your guy. That is your guy up top who's in great form right now. They've got excellent people around him in Zico Lewis, Logan Gadula in the wingback position right, Nicu Daly. But it all comes down to the Italian Claudio Repetto. Feed him, feed his confidence. He will find a way to hit the back of the net.
On the other side for Hartford, Juan Carlos Obregon Jr., the Olympian, is in the 11 today.
The United States doing battle at the national level, but the Olympics were shot away by that man right there. And he has seen some quality glimpses this season. Can the people around him help him produce some of the special moments we saw back in March?
So we're all ready to go. It is a beautiful Sunday afternoon from Charleston, and lineups and first kick are coming up next from Patriots Point.
One of the great things about Charleston is this vibrant culture.
You have so much history.
And you're not far from water, no matter where you are in Charleston.
This is a town full of top-notch restaurants.
Charleston is an incredibly romantic place.
The fresh air, the smells of Confederate jasmine.
Charleston has everything.
So depending on what you're looking for, you can find it in Charleston.
This is your vacation, your beach, your fields of green, skies of blue, mountains of majesty. You're an athlete, you're obsessed, you're in love, you're in pain, spirit drained, in agony, fighting gravity, because you made a commitment to yourself and others to work on your game, build your frame in blazing heat, exhausted and beat, because when you refuse to yield, your spirit is revealed. You are an athlete. MUSC Health Sports Medicine.
My bad.
Don't be left in the Stone Age.
I'll get you some matches.
Get access to exclusive experiences at BudLightLegends.com. Prepare to be swept off your feet. Enjoy VIP perks and more at BudLightLegends.com.
They chase.
In there. The head of Marcucci back. Steps to it. Strikes it low, and it's saved by Kuzminski. Gathered back. It's Crawford on the right foot. Robbie Crawford destroyed. Got the post it in. We are back here at Patriots Point, building up to first kick. The Battery and Hartford Athletic here on MUSC Health Day. Time to look at today's starting lineups. They are brought to you by Bud Light. And we'll start with Mike Anhauser's Charleston Battery.
Makes a ton of changes here, and he will shift into a back 3. Archer's going to round that on the right. Would expect Van Schaik to sit in the middle. That could pivot a little bit. Piggott and Gadula will move into the wing-back positions, and they're going to have to watch how many people start to drift to the inside because of the way that Hartford will overload there. Nicu Daly, Repetto, and Zico Lewis rounding out the front three. Expect to see Zico Lewis drop down into the pocket and cut off some of those outlet passes. From the back four of Hartford Athletic that Harry Watling makes one change to, Jasil Cedeno is going to come in. Watch the shape of this team. I'm really interested to see if, in fact, they are going to sit into a 3, if they can drop into the 4, or if they pivot into a triangle, a diamond in the middle. They can also drop 5. A lot of different looks for Hartford Athletic. That has been one of the issues over the season, but it is also one of their assets. Can they use that to their advantage on the road in an elimination game?
Here's a look at our injury report presented by MUSC Health Sports Medicine. Rittmeyer and Cicero still out, and a bit of a longer list there for Harry Watling and Hartford Athletic. It is a perfect day. You can see the corner flag kind of whipping around. It's a breezy day, but it is just about 80 degrees. That sounds pretty pleasant for some soccer on this Sunday afternoon. Today's referee is Joshua Encarnacion. There's his whistle, and we are underway. It's Hartford and Charleston. Hartford wearing those white kits, and it's Charleston in the yellow and black. So coming into this game, the stakes are elimination pretty much. Both teams have to win to stay alive, a draw or a loss for either side, and they are eliminated. And they also could be eliminated tonight based on some other results, but at least we get this game first, just to add a little bit more intrigue to it.
You've got to be real careful, Josh, as a player, that you aren't wondering in the back of your mind of what could be. Said that they need to control what they can control. That's the next 90 minutes. And what's right in front of you. Don't worry about if Miami get a result against Loudoun, if Pittsburgh are able to hold off the shrieking Tampa Bay Rowdies. Winning in, at least for now.
Win and stay alive.
That's the most important thing. Stay alive here. Chip in a chair, as they would say.
Oh, dangerous back pass. That is a catastrophic start for Hartford Athletic. It's an own goal, and Charleston lead.
There's a lot of space here as Matt Lampson's sliding back over. When it comes back to Janjigian, peeks over the shoulder, plays it through, but it's got way too much pace on it. Give Lampson some credit. He does put himself in the right spot to be able to receive this. The problem is Janjigian thinks he's going to bring it square back across, and the goalkeeper's farther over. When he looks over, he sees the goalkeeper coming closer to his right shoulder. That drift comes much farther, and an easy gift for the Charleston Battery.
Visit their showroom located at Mount Pleasant Town Center today.
I'm required to say this, but that is a dazzling play brought to you by Diamonds Direct.
Incredible.
An own goal, and it's 1-0 to Charleston inside of 2 minutes. Matt Lampson making just his second start for Hartford Athletic. Jeff Caldwell moving to the bench. The recently signed Matt Lampson coming over from Columbus Crew. 32-year-old in goal, and that is not the start that Harry Watling was looking for, and it has been quite a week of travel for Hartford Athletic. The 2-2 draw last time out against New Mexico United on the road at the Lab. Barrera, a penalty kick. Obregon Jr. also getting on the score sheet that night. Looks like the wind could definitely play a factor. It is blowing right to left across the screen.
Well, the ball boys in trouble. They lost one ball, the other one's in the hedges.
And there's a look at some of the breeze. Sure, as a fan, though, it's got to be a pleasant day to enjoy a 90 minutes.
Oh, out on the water, a little cinnamon bun. Some kettle corn, corn dog.
Corn, yeah.
Oh,
there you go.
Fresh squeezed lemonade. Just, something that comes to mind.
Okay.
Can you work with that?
I can work with that.
I think I've laid some quality groundwork there for a nice outing together, right?
Perfect.
All
Let's
right.
do it. I've never been to Charleston before, so there you go.
Beautiful there.
I know.
Love that city. Not sure I'm allowed back, but
it's all right. Charleston playing into the breeze. That's a foul on Claudio Repetto. Hartford will go quick here. Trying to rebound after that tough start with the own goal. Kuzminski will wait in his box and retrieve this. Do you chalk up that own goal just to a bad mistake, or is that miscommunication, do you think?
It's not miscommunication. It's Janjigian's fault, but it's not just because of the ball that's played back. The ball that he plays isn't a terrible ball. Where he gets himself into trouble, Josh, is when he starts to drift over and receive the ball, he peeks over the right shoulder. The problem is that from the time that he takes that little turn over the shoulder to when he actually releases it is about 3 seconds. In that 3 seconds, Matt Lamson, the goalkeeper, has come much further into a more restricted position. It's well done by the goalkeeper because he gives him a better angle. The problem is it releases all of that real estate in front of net, so Janjigian thinks that he's still central.
It's good build up by Charleston. It's snuffed out, and Hack will clear this away. And maybe a chance for Tabor Taka to run onto that. Just rolls a bit too far out in front, throwing back to Charleston.
And installation and more. Contact them today for a custom engineered quote for all of your commercial technology needs.
Interesting that Mike Anhauser turns in a 3-back. A little bit of posturing in what maybe Hartford Athletic would bring to the table. They have dropped into a 4. Logan Gadula, Archer, Van Schaik, and Patterson. Some great versatility within this team. That's no surprise. You will notice that Logan Gadula will play a bit higher than his counterpart, A.J. Patterson, on the left-hand side. He will still provide them an extension. But when you go back to the left side of Hartford Athletic, here's the moment I was talking about. Watch him. He looked to his left already, puts his head back down. When he puts his head back down, the drift had already started to come, Josh, and he just naturally assumes that that position is going to continue. Playing it to the goalkeeper, Lamson's going to pick it up and go the other way. Not the case, and instead puts his team in an early hole.
Definitely not the start that Hartford was looking for, especially coming on the road. It's been a tough run of form for Hartford Athletic, just one win in their last 9. That win coming against Real Monarchs on September 15th. A long cross. We want to give a special shout out to MUSC Health and MUSC Sean Jenkins Children's Hospital. As long-standing partners of the Charleston Battery, they are celebrating MUSC Health Day today here at Patriots Point with over 1,000 MUSC doctors, nurses, and staff in attendance. And thank you all for your hard work. Rumors potentially a sellout today at Patriots Point. Good crowd on hand here to enjoy this beautiful day. Long ball, Janjigi in there, and Zico Lewis picks up that second ball. Gadula, and failing. Some of that pressure from Hartford. Charleston doing well to pass it around and through. Crawford. Again, that ball hanging up in the wind. Let's see if
Someone like Danny Barrera, Connor McGlynn are able to utilize the win to any of their advantage. Two great ball strikers for Hartford Athletic. Would love to see them try something early, go after Kuzminski, especially the way that the Charleston Battery like to play. They will have him play a higher line, utilize his feet as much as possible.
Harry Watling, when describing some of his team's performances this year, he's called him Jekyll and Hyde. He says he's seen flashes of really good, at other times just hasn't been good enough. And there was a time later on in the summer where it felt like it was going to be a three-team race for that fourth spot with these two teams in Charlotte, but Charlotte has turned it on. And here's a good chance now coming for Charleston! Doubling the advantage for the Battery. It's Nick Daly, 2-0.
Easy stuff, like it's just cones out on the pitch on a Wednesday night. Going through the motions. Robbie Crawford gets it all started. His running mate, Angelo Kelly, not available. Good little tuck inside Romario Pickett, and then they go to work. Watch them get down into the corner. Great overlapping run, and then the little pinch by Zico Lewis. And then you get Daly back on the ball. Little bit surprised Patterson isn't the one who's able to get on it. That little pull away by Zico Lewis, starting to drift to the back post, opened up all the space for him to step into.
And that goal really was a dazzling play, brought to you by Diamonds Direct. Nick Daly, his 6th goal on the season for the Jamaican. And just like that, just shy of 11 minutes gone, it's 2-0 to Charleston. This has been a suboptimal start for Hartford Athletic.
How pretty was the build, though, for the
Really
Charleston
was.
Battery? That was awesome to watch. Starting on the back line, you move through the midfield. You get Piggott, Daly. Great runs up front by Repetto and Lewis to pull the back line apart. And then beautiful execution. Multiple options inside the top of the box.
Yes or no? It's A.J. Patterson, who is down on the far side. So it's a free kick on the far side for Hartford Athletic. Sent all the way in, quickly headed back. On the turn, Janjigian has his shot blocked and tries to flick it forward. Tulu will try to keep this in, now Hack. Apollon, maybe trying to catch Kuzminski off his line. And the wind helping put that out of play. On the other side, talking about Charleston, Mike Anhauser has talked about putting together a full 90 minutes. He says at times that is what has doomed his side, where they're turned on for maybe just a half. They put together a good 45, but the other 45 just isn't up to par. That's where they have dropped some points. They are currently 8 games winless. Their last win at New York Red Bulls 2 back in August on the 23rd was a 3-2 win over Red Bulls 2.
Think about the last time that they were here at Patriots Point, that 2-1 loss to the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Opening 10-12 minutes, started really well. You get the goal by Claudio Repetto in the 9th minute, and you think, okay, here we go, we've got some momentum. But then there's a 30 to 35 minute spell for the Rowdies where they just play them off the pitch. It wasn't even close. Tampa Bay Rowdies 1-2-1 at the end of it. The second half never really worked their way back in. So it's, okay, here's a great start. Then you fall off a cliff, and then how do you climb yourself the way back up? And that's sort of been the story for the Charleston Battery this year. A lot of similarities in what the comments were given by Harry Watling and Hartford Athletic, right? Some really good moments that we've seen. But at the same point in time, as a manager, you also turn your head, kind of scratch it a little bit and go, huh, where did that come from?
Now it's a corner kick for Danny Barrera and Hartford. whip this in. The header on frame and just over the bar. Looked like Hack got his head to it. Good chance for Hartford.
When you're struggling for any sort of momentum within a game, Josh, you always got to lean on the set pieces. And especially when you have someone like Danny Barrera on the ball
follow the battery and the rest of
with
the USL
an intense
Championship
ability
all season
to
long
just
on
pick anybody out he
ESPN+.
wants. He goes for the big
Home to
frame
the USL,
of Justin
MLS,
Hack, just over 6 foot tall, almost redirects it in.
More than 12 million sports fans who have already discovered
But that's the
ESPN+
stepping stone for you to
and
make
watch
your
the
way back into a
championship
match.
live every week.
12 minutes
Sign
flat,
up
down
today at
2-0, the mistake on the back line, the great build by the Charleston Battery, and all of a sudden, you're trying to find a way to wheel and deal. Don't. Do the simple things first. That'll help you get back on track.
Brown Jr. commits the foul. As a quarter of an hour to forget for Hartford Athletic. What will the response be from now until the conclusion? Apollon, those new signings. This is a Hartford squad that has really grown as the year has gone on. A lot of new signings as this is played through. It's Repetto, and it's saved by Lampson. There's some of that experience showing up for Matt Lampson in goal.
Repetto almost puts this one away. And Q Daly on the back post is asking for this, but the run needed to come back to the penalty mark. He's playing hide and seek on the back post. There is no option for Repetto to go except for one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Excellent save by Lampson. It's one of my favorite ones. You make the run forward, top of the box, just inside the top of the box, and you've got a striker standing on the back post asking for the ball behind two defenders.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I don't think I can squeeze that one through for you.
It's the wide receiver 35 yards down the field between a safety and a cornerback, having no business getting the ball.
It's like when there's two trees and I'm like, oh yeah, I can hit it through there and golf.
Sure you can.
That's not going to happen. Lampson under some pressure and gets rid of this. Taka looks to just lose his footing.
Interesting thing for me on the inside is the fact that they're operating from a majority standpoint with two holding midfielders in Justin Hack and Connor McGlynn. That allows Robbie Crawford and Burke Failing to more easily get on the ball and help distribute going forward. Now, if you watch the stretch that's going on right now too, as they go, the space in front isn't being closed. So even when it's a long ball over the top, Josh, they're having trouble, Hartford Athletic, tracking that separation. 15, 20 yards in between some of the Battery players, but they've got that 5-yard link-up play right now. Little turnover, and it's an immediate outlet.
This time it's picked up by Cedeno. Tabor to Taka! And it's saved by Kuzminski. Corner kick, Hartford.
Some kind of turn, wants a higher pace here, Jasil Cedeno, but watch the spin. That is Tabor Taka. Well done by Preston. Love the pressure put forth by the Ecuadorian, and then the spin by the man from Cameroon. Great combination there. Has it on the near post. Both goalkeepers up to the task today.
Another corner kick. It's Danny Barrera who stands over it. Remember, Hack had a great chance on the last corner. Put in a similar area. Charleston deal with this one a bit better. Repetto is battling with McGlynn. Pounds the ground in frustration. Tulu. Tabor Ataka trying to bring that in. You can see how much the wind is affecting those balls through. It's coming out of a rocket.
There's a couple of schools that fought for that
Battery
too.
fans, restore
Ping
your
that ball a
health
little
and
bit
do more
sooner
of what you
and from a
love
deeper
with
position.
Restore
Yeah.
Hyper
It's going to get you in
Wellness
two
and
situations here because you can get it to
Check out
check
the
up,
West
allow
African
your runners
location
to get underneath it. And even though it carries, the pitch is going to help you in that aspect. It'll be a higher line for the Charleston Battery as well. When you bring them out further, guys like Logan Gadula, A.J. Patterson, and then the two center backs in Van Shake and Archer, they're naturally going to drift forward. That's going to lie on Tulu and Janjigian with those distribution skills. Quick little peek up, and every now and then, just keep them honest. Dink one up over the top, check it on the backside, and you also eliminate some of the midfield play by the Battery.
Again, looking for that long ball. Tabor Ataka was able to keep that in play. Hack was very well in the middle. Hack keeps it moving. Tabor Ataka, Obregon Jr.'s in the middle. Now it's Barrera, time to set himself. This took too much time. Throw into Hartford. And again, McGlynn. Apollon, good ball in, bit too strong off the chest. Headed calmly back to Kuzminski. Charleston Battery has an entire new line of merchandise for their new era here at Patriots Point. Go to shop.charlestonbattery.com for the latest jerseys, t-shirts, hats, and more. Again over the top, and the flag up once more on Preston Tabor Ataka. Enjoying a resurgence of his career after just a couple of appearances last year with San Antonio. As Zico Lewis comes into the attack now for Charleston. He goes down right in front of Hack. It looked like almost he tripped over the ball. Charleston get a free kick.
This is an interesting one here. Justin Hack stands his ground. Just squares up with Zico Lewis. Lewis is the one who cuts it back across. The only thing that I could say is the knee-to-knee contact on the backside, if he actually does make contact on the right knee.
Lamson organizing in goal. It's Failing who stands over this. Hartford saying that's a bit more than 10 yards. Here's Failing, curling this in. It's a bit behind Archer. Patterson circles. Tries to get the cross away. It's off of Budati and a corner kick for Charleston.
Let's hear you fans, a corner kick coming up for your Charleston Battery.
See all the boards in the back? Home team barbecue, water parks.
Somebody's hungry.
This is insane. This is not fair. Just teasing left and right over here.
Here comes the outswinger, Repetto! His cues is the wrong way. Back to Hartford it goes. This time it's Hack who gets brought down by Failing. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Played through, the shot is just wide. A great chance for Hartford Athletic and Connor McGlynn.
It's been a much better response here from Hartford Athletic since that second goal has been given up, trying to dig themselves out. And the strikes from distance, Josh, I told you, you got to keep them honest, whether it's a long ball over the top or just the direct dig. Great taken off the chest by McGlynn, kind of cut it back across. He had Ober going on the inside.
I remember Harry Watling telling me on a previous call that he's been telling, we hope our crew down there is okay. Going right into our camera there at midfield.
Claudio Repetto, pretty sure. I got a bird's eye view of how this went down. Oh boy.
Blocker charge.
Oh no, his feet moved.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I hope our camera operator's okay. We can get him back and going. It's played through. It's Preston Tabor to Tuck. It was a heavy touch, but the flag was up first for offside. That's Corey manning our what we call camera 3 there at midfield. We hope he's back on his feet and ready to go.
Your attention, please. Battery fans, you did it once, and today you've done it again. Today marks the new attendance record set for Patriots Point. Thank you so much.
Here's Tabor to Taka, driving forward, trying to split that double team. Another good defensive play put in by Charleston.
That's a heck of a challenge by Logan Gadullo. Tabor to Taka having a little trouble right now timing his runs. How about the timing on Claudio Repetto and our cameraman? Oh boy, first person isolated view. Buckle your seatbelts.
It's coming right into you. Oh boy.
Oh, there we go.
And then we lost
the feed. Hopefully he's doing all right.
Hartford stay on the attack. Slip through all the way to the end line. It's cut back and cleared away. Van Schaik there defensively. Still not totally gone. A wind helping to keep that in. And that pressure by Hartford, able to win it back in a good area. The cross, as Kuzminski got a fingertip to it. Now Obregon Jr. Now Repetto. Back pass to Lampson. Well, he waited until the last moment.
And the night that they're having right now, I should say the afternoon. A bit too close for comfort on that clearance.
Appeal for handball in the middle. Referee was right there, didn't spot it. Now hack some room to work right through the center of the park. Back for Hack again. Here comes the service. It's deflected and cleared. Tangled up on the far side. Free kick to Charleston. Sulu expressing his displeasure.
Been a couple of challenges flying around this game so far that either side haven't exactly agreed with. It's frustrating too. Down 2-0. Feel like the world's stacked up against you. Certainly feels that way if you're a Hartford Athletic player or a fan. But they're taking the right steps right now, Josh. Notice it's getting better as the first half is going on. They've still maintained good presence with Obregon and Teboretaka up top, but a little pinch on the outside. Jasil Cedeno, who's rotated from the left over to the right from the start. Connor McGlynn, Justin Hack, Danny Barrera now providing levels on the inside to play through.
It's a bit of a shock to the system how this game started. It was a similar start. This is now played through.
Forgot to pay the electrical bill.
I thought that was you.
No. Oh. We agreed that we were going to alternate from month to month.
All right, my bad. Picked off in the middle, failing. Room to work on the far side. Piggott will turn the corner. And this cross deflected out, and it's a corner kick for Charleston.
It's another really poor ball out of the back by Janjigian. That's extremely uncharacteristic of him. He's so constant on the back line in his career and for Hartford Athletic. First giveaway was the goal. Second one almost cost him a third.
Big part of what Reno has been able to do in the past handful of seasons in central defense. Zico Lewis driving this in towards the near post at a tight angle. Patterson puts it out of play. What a special afternoon as we have over 1,000 MUSC Health doctors, nurses, and staff in attendance at today's match. We thank them for all of the tremendous work that they do, and especially over the last 18 months. We appreciate all of you.
In the latest edition of From the Pitch on USLChampionship.com.
This match a bit of a similar start to what they saw all the way back in May in that 2-2 draw against New York Red Bulls 2. They were gifted an opener. They did get a second. They went into halftime, but then it was 2 goals on the other side of halftime by New York. So able to capture the 2-2 draw. Charleston hoping to avoid that here today. This now a set piece for Hartford is failing, committing the foul. It's Danny Barrera standing over this set piece just past the half-hour mark. Barrera swings it in to a good area, just a bit too tall. Skips out of play. Well, we can tell you that Miami FC have taken a 2-1 advantage over Loudoun. Chris Cortez. Remember that name, huh?
You'll love to hear it. What minute?
He's back. 74th minute goal. And now a few minutes after that. 2-1 in the final quarter of an hour. Loudoun down to 10.
It's much better defensive shape here for Hartford Athletic. Little step out of the midfield for Danny Brera. Almost creates a front four with Cedeno and Ibortaka dropping in. It's just up to Connor McGlynn and Justin Hack in behind to track the runners. That initial line of pressure, don't let them out. And when the long ball does come up over the top, there's got to be a reliance on the back line to push high, push through, and go win those 50-50s.
Do you want another update?
Tell me.
Loudoun just equalized.
Of course they did.
Cudi Pietro from the spot. The Atlantic Division ever changing, it seems like, those top four at the moment. While these two trying to stay alive. Right now, that advantage goes to the Charleston Battery. Up and over the top once more. This one brought in by Janjigian. Another foul on the far side. Hack has been involved in quite a bit right there in the center of the park. Youngster on loan from New York City FC. Apollon plays this infield, now gets it right back. Couldn't do anything with it.
Oh, by the way, just to add insult to injury, Paco Craig has been thrown out of that game.
Wow.
Oh boy. That's a straight red, by the way. That's not just this game.
And you know who they play next.
Oh yeah, watch out.
Pittsburgh at home.
That's one of the greatest things about this division is outside of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, who have 5 left, and they play at Vegas the last game of the season, they all play each other. So they've got to play Pittsburgh, Rowdies, Red Bull 2, and then the Battery. Of course, the first two seem to be a bit more difficult. Imagine facing the Tampa Bay Rowdies without Paco Craig. Not interested in that one.
Nope.
I mean, I'll watch. I'll watch it.
Is that a game where Dalglish just says, all right, we're just going at it.
Right.
Attack, attack, attack. Here's Gadula. Charleston content to take some time on the ball with that 2-0 advantage. It's Hartford who have to force the issue.
Just sit on it here, too. 6 and change to go before halftime, not including added extra time from the referee. Team's back is literally up against the wall in a must-win situation. They're going to chase the game here and put themselves in some spots that should open up opportunities for the Battery. Step right into them, take it with full force. I love the little pinch in from Zico Lewis. That's nothing new. What is coming out of it, though, is as he goes and Loco Gadula pushes the higher line like we just saw there, the midfield starts to drift a little bit when the ball rotates back over, so that creates more space in behind. It's this little tit for tat, Josh. I make a move, you have to react to it, very much like a boxing match. You know, you drop your guard here a little bit, all of a sudden the chin opens up, and as I start to move in, you're trying to find a way to counterpunch. That's what's going on right now with Charleston Battery and Hartford Athletic. Harry Watling trying to figure out what this scouting report is going to look like in the second half, especially playing into the wind.
I think I know the answer, but you want to be with the wind at your back, correct? This will be a yellow card to Danny Barrera. Right in the face of the referee. Now some pushing and shoving. It's the two captains right in the middle of it, Van Schaik and Barrera.
Robbie Crawford drifting over here, and there's pressure coming right up through the middle. As he plays it, though, to start to move away from it, it's that little turn right there.
The 40th minute.
I'm not really sure what the argument is. This is studs up the entire way. Two-footed tackle. Even if you get the ball here, there's a massive amount of intent coming from Danny Barrera. And they're still going at it behind the scenes.
A lot for Joshua Encarnacion to sort out now.
Watch this tackle again, Josh. Again, I'm not really sure where the argument's coming from. Look at this. It's 2 feet the entire way. You actually connect with both feet.
People will say, though, oh, he got ball. But that doesn't,
works.
I know, exactly.
Trust me.
Exactly. And that's what Danny Barrera, if you were reading his lips, I think that's what he was saying. He got the ball, but it was the intent and the forceful nature of the challenge.
You can't brandish your studs in that fashion. I don't agree with the rule. It's just the rule.
Rules are rules.
They're made to be broken, though. It's frustrating for sure. Because to Danny Barrera's defense, in his mind, that's a good tackle because he times it, he leaves his feet, he does connect on the ball, but he gets the player too, and he gets the player first with his studs up. It's a foul the entire way.
Battery fans, season memberships for the 2022 season are now available. Get the best rates and pick your seats for next season. Stop by guest services located
Here's
behind
Archer.
the supporter section and learn how you can save on all 17 home matches at Patriots Point next season.
There in the middle. On back by Hartford. Two players come together, and Obregon Jr. is called for the foul.
Got to keep the emotions in check here if you're Hartford Athletic. Real careful. Obregon and Robbie Crawford getting tangled up with each other. Robbie Crawford didn't do himself any favors either. That's the difference between the two challenges. The step in there, contact made on the body, cleats down the entire way, gets some of the ball.
Now here comes Charleston, advantage being played, failing racing forward. Gets this out wide for Repetto, who puts it in the middle for Daly. Charleston running away from Hartford in this first half. It's 3-0.
Remove emotion, gotta keep your head up, gotta stay positive. Unfortunately for Hartford Athletic, that comes from the entire home side. What an explosion this is by failing coming up through the middle. Great turn, runs at the central defense, spreads the back line, and it's smart by Repetto. He could have easily continued to drift to the right, recognizes the fact that Niku Daly had already made that run. Instead, he pulls to the left, gives multiple options for failing coming out of the middle. Touch to the left, back across the right, back of the net, 3-0.
So it's a brace for Niku Daly, and in the 43rd minute, a battery goal with a sparkling finish is brought to you by Diamonds Direct. More good build-up from the battery, and a 3-0 advantage is deserved. Now it's Daly up to 7 goals on the season. Here's Hack. Curling in, back post, looking for Tabor Tataka. It did go out past the end line. Corner kick now for Hartford as they look for a way back in this one now. The last chance in this first half for Hartford. Barrera provides the service. The header bouncing through. Another corner kick. This one played short. Apollon, puts a defender on the turf. Now provides the service, and Hartford pull one back. Not sure who got the final touch. Hartford won't care. It's 3-1.
Well, this looked like this came off Piggott and an own goal. Great little step off by their new signing, Ash Apollon. Uses his speed and the left foot to his advantage, and you know from the scouting report where he's going, but you can't stop it. Not at all. Robbie Crawford, check your ankles. We're going to need a medic at halftime. Breaking legs out here, Ash Apollon, and this is exactly what you needed headed into the dressing room. Good ball back across, own goal. Take it any way that they can get it.
Well, luckily, we got doctors in the stands today, MUSC Health Day, but it is halftime here from Patriots Point. Just when you thought Charleston was going to run away with things, Hartford able to pull one back. A 15-minute intermission here at Patriots Point. Charleston was early and often for the Battery in terms of some goals. Hartford, though, pulled one back just before halftime. It's Charleston 3, it's Hartford 1. Halftime here from Patriots Point.
How has COVID-19 impacted you and your family?
We haven't seen each other.
We've had to stay in a lot.
A lot of frustration, a lot of fear.
If there's one thing you want people to know about the vaccine, what would it be?
The vaccine is really a bright light at the end of this dark tunnel.
We can start living normal again.
Help us to go back to church.
Porque sé que es algo que me va a proteger y yo necesito proteger a mi familia.
It can save your life.
Learn more at vaccinatesc.com.
I learned that people are just looking for somebody to listen to them. You can't just start cutting somebody's hair and you're gonna be quiet the whole time because you're not gonna be in business long.
The South Carolina Education Lottery has provided over $800 million to help students attend technical colleges across our state, investing in a new generation of entrepreneurs, just like James.
Shareholders are very happy. Shareholders are very happy.
Welcome back to halftime here from Charleston. It's the Battery and Hartford Athletic on this Sunday afternoon. Going back, though, to yesterday, Two important games in the USL Championship, and we start in the Atlantic Division. Charlotte Independence playing host to New York Red Bulls 2. That's the only home loss that Charlotte has this year, and it did not start that great for the home side.
We referenced the result at the top of the game. What is going on here? Back of the net, Hugh Roberts. Not often that you see him put his team in such a precarious position, but there would be a response. Joel Johnson has been so good this year, and he's even better. Ball across to Enzo Martinez, 1-1 in the 66th minute.
That would not be all, though. There would still be one more goal in this game. Charlotte would win it 2-1. And that is how Charlotte keeps moving up the Atlantic Division standings. And then we go to Louisville. Lou City, Sporting Kansas City 2. A lot of goals in this one. We start in the 8th minute.
Shocking. Brian Ownby, Paolo Del Piccolo. Heard that combination before, seen it before. Paolo Del Piccolo, 3 goals in his last 2 games. 1-0 Louisville City. Great start. And then Brian Ownby taken down. It's a good effort here by Kendall McIntosh. Unfortunately, just a bit early on the contact. Cameron Lancaster sets up. Lou City flying 2-0.
A great first half, or so we thought for Louisville, because Jake Davis brought SKC2 back into this just before the half.
6 assists on the season, and his first one to hit the back of the net for Jake Davis. What a strike from distance. It's 2-1. Fast forward a long way into the second half. 84th minute, guess who? Jake Davis on the doorstep. Great ball by Jamil Roberts, and then Jamil Roberts would come back around in the 85th minute. Yeah, that's right, 60 seconds later, upper corner. Oh my God, it's 3-2 Sporting Kansas City 2. But then again, there's this thing called character. Lou City's got a lot of it. Oscar Jimenez finally gets himself on the score sheet. Great to see Abdou-Jan back on the statistic list. And then Cameron Lancaster, absolutely ridiculous. Grabbed his 16th from the spot, grabs his 17th on the doorstep. Lou City grabbed 3 points, remain atop the Central.
An exciting game last night. We're hoping for an exciting second 45 minutes. The second half is coming up from Charleston.
Today, as you step onto the field, you step into your purpose. You step strong. You step hard. Con toda la fuerza de mujer. You step up.
Hey, y'all. Can we change up the chores?
Sorry. It's up to the wheel, man.
Oh, yeah?
Hey, change the channel back.
Sorry, it's up to the wheel.
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
Around it comes Fox. Solignat, the backheel in! What a goal!
Luna is shot into the back goal.
Kuramoto has won it for OKC Energy FC. Oh, that is a brilliant goal from the substitute.
Today, as you step onto the field, you step into your purpose. You step strong. You step hard. Con toda la fuerza de mujer. You step up.
Welcome back to halftime here in Charleston. Beautiful Sunday afternoon as the Battery and Hartford Athletic going at it here on this Sunday. Look around the USL Championship, news and notes from around the league. We are getting into playoff time, that playoff picture coming into focus. And the USL is going to Lexington, Kentucky. That'll be a fun regional rivalry with Lou City.
I told you, Open Cup. I can see it now. Lou City, Lexington, let's do it. Sam Stockley involved with that ownership group. How about 901 FC and the run that they've been on? Laurent Kissiedu as the Clear Audio Player of the Week. Kyle Murphy and the streak that he's been on. They are currently above the playoff line. Got some work to do against San Antonio today, though.
That'll be a tough game there for them. And looking around the USL at some results from the weekend. What piques your interest here?
Well, I'd have to say the El Paso Locomotive dismissing FC Tulsa and San Diego Loyal taking down Sacramento Republic. Everybody's going to look at Orange County and go, oh my God, they lost 4-1. Get it out of your mind. Nobody goes to Tacoma and wins a game anymore, Josh. That's just how it works in 2021.
Unless you're Phoenix Rising.
Unless you're Phoenix Rising.
Sacramento Republic did it once.
Yeah, there's not many blemishes on that scorecard for Tacoma Defiance. They're still in it. I'll tell you, that team can still get into the Pacific. Remember, they got a game in hand on everybody in front of them.
And a look at what is to come tonight. Pittsburgh-Tampa, I think that's the game that means most to these two teams today.
It's definitely the game that means most, but the implications are elsewhere. Think about this. If 901 FC can go to San Antonio and get a result, and OKC Energy FC fall to Austin, Energy FC is going to be 6 points back with 3 points to play. I don't see him bridging that gap. And then how about Indy 11? Birmingham Legion, if they dispose of Indy 11, 901 FC get a result, Indy 11 is eliminated from the playoffs.
Crazy.
What a year.
And Birmingham needs those 3 points to keep pace with Lou City. So the second half here from Charleston is on the way.
From the Cooper School today,
and we should go on tour together.
My schedule's wide open.
Feel like a rock star. Get access to VIP perks and much more at BudLightLegends.com.
You can be legendary.
Prepare to be swept off your feet. Enjoy VIP perks and more at BudLightLegends.com.
Rosberg takes the championship 34 years after his father.
Child arrived just the other day, came to the world in the usual way.
Charleston is a water town.
Being on the water is part of the lifestyle here. Whether you're fishing or boating, you've got so many family-friendly activities.
There are so many spots to go, from beaches to the marsh. Nature is a big reason why people actually come here.
It's absolutely breathtaking.
In any season, you can find your paradise, really.
Back here at Patriots Point, building up to the second half. It's 3-1 to the Charleston Battery over Hartford Athletic. Time to look at our first half highlights. Hartford Athletic, Charleston Battery, and this was a suboptimal start for Hartford Athletic. Just an uncharacteristic mistake.
It's a low light, not a highlight. Janjigian and how good he is with that left foot of his coming off the back line. Doesn't see the exact location of his goalkeeper, plays it way too far to the right side of Matt Lampson. And Mike Anhauser will take it. 1-0 early on, but it wouldn't stop there. The Charleston Battery were really good in transition. The amount of options they provided themselves, it didn't matter if it was Patterson, Piggott, Failing, Crawford, everybody getting the runs just inside the top of the 18. Added to one of the strikers, Niku Daly, 10th minute, back of the net, 2-0.
40th minute. And the chances would then start to come, and this was a big challenge by Danny Barrera. He would get a yellow card for this, and some extracurriculars there after that 43rd minute. And here goes Charleston again.
Look at just all of the runs. You can really have any desire that you want. You can cut it back, you can go to the back post. We'll say that from a defending standpoint, you've got to be better if you're Ash Apple and got to be goal side. That is a simple statement that you learn 8-9 years of age, get in front of the attacker. Instead, you allow Charleston Battery and Niku Daly to grab his brace. They grab their third, but just before, he does make amends. Good little touch back, whips this ball back across, and Piggott, who had the assist on the second goal to Niku Daly, knocks it in the back of his own net. 3-1, 45 minutes to go.
I just love that move by Apollon to put Crawford on the turf. So 3-1 A look at the halftime stats. They are presented by Heineken. Just that one shot on target for Hartford. It wasn't necessarily their goal, but they're trying to be a little bit more goal dangerous in the second half.
They got better as the half went on. I told you that on the midfield on the inside. I wanted 2 guys coming high instead of 1. They changed that. They started to get more pressure on the back line. The problem they have now is they've got to move in one syncretic unit. So when they don't go together, they get themselves in trouble. That's what it's been the entire opening first half. In the second half, I want to see if he makes any changes, because the attacking presence wasn't exactly what you wanted to see. Would expect to see someone like a Jamison, an Elney, a Dotson. They've got a lot of firepower on the bench. Bring them on. Let them have a run.
The referees now out on the field, just about set to go for this second half. It's a lovely day here in Charleston, South Carolina. And Patriots Point, such a great setting, the new home of the Charleston Battery.
Love this song, by the way. XX, the intro.
Yeah.
Driving song.
Road tripping. We'll see what this second half brings. 4 goals in the first 45. Hartford looking for a bit of a comeback here in the second.
Still can't get over that loud Miami scoreline. That's incredible to me.
It finishes in Virginia. Loudon 3, Miami 2.
And 2 red cards.
And 2 red cards.
Well, now you've got a bigger problem if you're Miami, because what's the suspension length for Paco Craig? Lest we forget, they've got to play the Tampa Bay Rowdies in 2 games' time.
There is 1 sub for Hartford Athletic to start this second half, and it will be Derek Dodson coming on.
Halftime substitution for Hartford Athletic.
And that substitution brought to you by Home Team Barbecue.
And out, number 23, Preston Tabor Itaka.
And going back to that Miami schedule, Pittsburgh on the weekend, then a midweek trip to Tampa. So a lot can change in that top 4. And as things stand now, it is Charleston who will stay alive at least for a few more hours. A loss or a draw for either of these sides, they are eliminated. There is that substitution. Dodson is on, the Orlando City loanee. Played for the Georgetown Hoyas, Dodson did in college. They put together a couple good years here.
Possibility, grab their 2nd national title in 3 seasons. 2019 team, one of only 4 teams to go undefeated or only lose once. They, of course, just had the 1 blemish. Only 3 teams have actually ever lost 1 game, and only 1 has ever gone undefeated.
There is the Georgetown Hoya. Dodson committing the foul.
Any guess on who went undefeated? I'll give you a hint. You certainly were not born.
Virginia.
No, it is not one of the Blue Bloods, I'll tell you that.
St. Louis.
No, but you're headed in the right direction. I'll
Okay.
give you one more. I'll give you one more. Think West.
West. Santa Barbara?
Oh, you're so close, Santa Clara.
Oh,
so close.
Okay.
I like it, though. Great effort, man.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, there's no points for 2nd place.
There are not. It's the first loser, right?
Bingo, bingo.
Well, the next tee up for Hartford Athletic, they will have a trip to Loudoun County on Wednesday. Their road swing continues. Still some work to do here in these final 45 before they can think about Loudoun. Obregon Jr. slips this through. Budati was making the run, and the offside flag is up. Here's Hack.
Good ball.
Cedeno plays this out wide left. Cross comes in. Kuzminski was there and it's cleared away. Another good chance for Hartford Athletic right at the start of this second half.
Both Dotson and Obregon are both on the front post. This is where they get themselves into trouble. It's a great run here, but you got to be oh so careful because they're both occupying the exact same space.
Is this more of a two-striker look now?
They're just going to swing on the outside. The question is going to be what they do behind the ball. And Jasil will shift from the right. He'll come back to the inside. They need some help in the midfield because they gave too much luxury to Failing and Crawford.
Daly trying to bring this forward. He's sitting on a hat trick now. Repetto fell down. Crawford keeps it in. Lewis scrapping for it. Gadula is brought down by Hack. The yellow card brandished.
Hartford Athletic, yellow card on number 80, Justin Hack.
It's well deserved. Smartly done here by Zico Lewis. Watch a little pullback across. That touch. And then ends up at the feet of Logan Gadula. Good work ethic by Zico Lewis, and it's just smartly done by Logan Gadula. Little touch here. He knows that he's in a win-win. He's either going to get whacked down, which is what happens, or going to get a chance to take it back the other direction against the run of play.
Fans, it's time to get out and have some fun at the Charleston Fun Park. Get your fun on with go-karts, bumper cars, 36 holes, and mini golf.
Gadula back on his feet. Got the thumbs up from the trainer.
It's a perfect place for your next birthday party or event. Charleston Fun Park, where fun happens.
It's Failing standing over this set piece again for the Battery. Failing. It's over everybody's head once again. And now the Battery having to factor in the wind as it is at their back in this second half. MUSC Health Sports Medicine is proud to be the official medical providers for the Charleston Battery. Follow them on Twitter at MUSC Sports Med. To the end line. Here's Failing. Trying to roll this in. It's Crawford, and it's blocked down. An appeal for handball, but here comes Hartford. Into the wind. Kuzminski comes off his line and knocks this clear. You can see Crawford lining that one up.
This is a terrible mistake by Romario Piggott. Jasil Cedeno had collected and plenty of bodies for the Charleston Battery behind the ball defensively.
Budati trying to curl this in. Second ball still there on the volley. Barrera. And here comes Charleston. Zico Lewis plays this up ahead and too far for Nicu Daly. He's looking for that third. Cedeno. Archer sliding in. Dodson will collect. Back for Budati. Cedeno making the run. And Shake was taking no chances. Throwing to Hartford. Barrera feeling some pressure going down. Pickett again committing the foul. Budati again trying to play it in behind for Dodson. Charleston win another throw-in.
That's smart by Derek Dodson, not to get caught up in this one tackle on the side. Danny Barrera's got to calm himself down here. He was beside himself on the challenge about 30 seconds prior behind us.
Might just be some of that frustration, maybe not just today, but in these last handful of weeks for Hartford Athletics. Some results just have not gone their way. They put themselves in a great position early on in the season. Much of that has been undone here in the last few weeks, with just one win in their last 9.
I'm sure the Charleston Battery know how that feels. The two of these teams, there's so much talent between them. Unfortunately, given the way things are going, it looks like the postseason is going to just escape them in 2021.
Here comes Hartford again. Ball put in by Apollon. Did the cover just come off the ball? What happened there?
That looks like a piece of the patch came off the ball, right?
Get the cover off the ball, Devin.
Robert Redford doing things over here. The natural.
Let's look at this again. Apollon.
There's a bunch of confetti on the field too, but it's a better stretch here by Hartford Athletic. Watch as it comes right back through.
Wow.
That's incredible. Look at that. Oh, Kuzminski, sign him up. Strongest man competition.
Have you ever seen that?
Never. Never in a game have I ever seen it.
Wow.
Maybe little kids on the sideline with a wet ball pulling at it, but never in the run of play.
And you know, that's why you keep showing up. You never know what you're going to see. Wow. All right. Hartford was able to pull one back, an own goal just at the end of the first half. That give them some confidence going to find a few more of their own in this second. Here's Hack in behind and nearly for Obregon Jr. Tulu, some strong defending. Here's Daly, put out of play, but a throw into Hartford. Ball played in behind. Here's Apollon cutting back to the end line, standing this up. Bicycle attempt goes just a bit wrong there. And then Budati had his shot blocked down.
Your attention, please. Nico from Charleston Soccer. Please go to the guest services. It's behind the supporters section to meet your parents. Again, Nico from Charleston Soccer, please go to the guest services.
Here comes Charleston into the attack again. Daly taken off the ball. And then a foul behind the play. And that's a yellow card to Danny Barrera. And that is all for Danny Barrera on this Sunday.
This may not be done. Keep an eye here. He's still running his mouth with the referee. The challenge in the first half just before halftime, 40th minute, studs up, 2-footed. And Danny Barrera, his team had gained a tiny bit of momentum over the past couple of minutes, finding some success on that left-hand flank with Ash Apollon. Unfortunately, if they are to complete the comeback and keep their playoff hopes all but slim alive, they're going to have to do it with 10 men. It's from behind the player, it studs up, it's at the knee level. Dangerous tackle. You can understand why the referees pulled the second.
Not the way that Harry Watling wanted this one to go, especially with his side down 3-1. It's his first red card since going all the way back to 2013 with the Atlanta Silverbacks.
Wow.
It's actually his first second yellow ever.
Once again, your attention, please. Nico. As Nico from Charleston Soccer, please go to
Nico's
guest
in trouble
services.
too.
It's behind the supporter section.
I don't know who's going to be more upset,
parents,
Danny Barrera or Nico's
Nico
parents.
From Charleston Soccer, please go to guest services behind the supporter section.
The kid wants his lunch
parents.
money, better get over there. Your allowance is starting to wear thin, my friend.
Couple extra laps at soccer practice.
Look, man, it's October. Someone's got to pay for the pretzels and the lemonade. We talked about the Cinnabons. You don't listen to your parents.
Devin's got a big afternoon ahead of him.
They're not going to pony up, man. I'm just saying.
1 second. We got number 4.
It'll be Nico Cardona checking on for Hartford Athletic. Cardona will make his 16th appearance on the season.
Substitution for Hartford Athletic.
Thomas Janjigian, he's the one that comes off to hometown, or pardon me, a home team barbecue substitution. Janjigian, the one that is forced off here with Hartford down to 10 men for the final half hour. Puerto Rican international Cardona comes on. Scored 1 goal this year as a game winner against Loudoun. Failing, trying to tee one up, and he does beat Lampson. It bounces just in front of him, failing from distance. 4-1 Charleston.
This is what we wanted in the first half from Hartford Athletic. Have a strike from distance. Quality ball strikers. And Burke Failing has had himself a day. He's been great all afternoon. Watch the sand, though, get in the way of Matt Lampson, the way this bounces. Loose footing, little dust in front of his eyes, and right there. Difficult for the goalkeeper to get proper planting, get down low on the left side. One of the most difficult things in this game is when this bounces right in front of net and in front of the goalkeeper. Failing makes it look so easy.
That battery goal with a sparkling finish brought to you by Diamonds Direct. For Burke Failing, his 2nd goal on the season. Now with Hartford down to 10, might that put this out of reach for Hartford Athletic.
And by the way, the #1 seed in the Atlantic has now been clinched as well. The Tampa Bay Rowdies clinch over Charlotte based upon the tiebreaker. They have a +2 goal differential, and they've gone 2-2-0, and that's the first tiebreaker there, which means even if the Tampa Bay Rowdies don't win a single game the rest of the season, they will finish #1 in the Atlantic Division. Their thoughts right now, though, are with the #1 overall seed in the USL Championship Division. 6 p.m. tonight, Eastern Standard Time, at Highmark against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
You gonna be there?
I'm gonna be there.
All right.
I will be there.
Couple of subs coming on. Stavros Erakostas and DZ Harmon. Replaced for Mario Piggott and the Q Daly. So Daly, we have to wait for his hat trick for another day. That's the Panamanian and the Jamaican both coming off. These substitutions brought to you by Home Team Barbecue.
Substitutions for the Charleston Battery. Now in, number 9, Stavros Zarakostas, and out, number 8, Romario Piggott. Also now in, number 19, DZ Harmon.
Charleston season high in goals. They did score 5 on July 27th against Loudoun. They have not scored 4 in a game this year.
Battery substitutions brought to you by Home Team Barbecue. Grab their world-famous barbecue today with locations downtown, West Ashley, Sullivan's Island, and all season long right here at Patriots Point.
Here's McGlynn playing through the middle. Dodson. He committed the foul, says the referee. You can see that Budati's jersey got ripped as he was battling with Stavros Zarakostas a moment ago. He's going to play on with it. Why not? Daniel helping Gadula back to his feet.
Maintain your integrity here if you're Hartford Athletic. This is going to be real easy for it to get away from them. Down 3. What seems to be, barring a miraculous comeback, eliminated from USL Championship playoffs. 10 men. This is not an easy ask with 25 minutes to go for these players, but head up, stay positive. And remember that with the remaining games, you can still put forth some quality efforts here. Continue to move your way up the standings, maybe not necessarily into playoff position, but it's about pride now, Josh. What do you want this to look like when you look back on your season? Don't want to put your head down, wither away into the night. And for some of these guys that may not necessarily return in a Hartford jersey, that doesn't mean that they're not talented enough to play in this league. It's an audition still, an opportunity to showcase yourself, regardless of circumstance, to coaches around the league.
And many of these players brought in mid-season. It felt like this roster has grown as the season has gone on. And it's just interesting looking back at kind of Hartford Athletic in the previous couple of seasons as well. 2019 did not go the way they wanted, but last year, 2020, 11 wins, 35 points. They finished first in Group F in a group that included Pittsburgh. They were able to top Pittsburgh in that group. They ended up losing in the playoffs to St. Louis. But you felt like that might have been something for them to grow on. The first half of the season was really strong as well, but things just have not gone their way here in this second half of the season. Look at all those gold jerseys now in the middle. Tulu on the line for Budati and headed out of play.
Love the direction from the sideline coming. You can hear the supporting staff and
be the hero of your home with Singo.
Trying to push their guys forward here. Great ball, Tulu. Doesn't want this pressure to let off.
Catch potential problems before you buy or keep the pests and prowlers out. Be certain with Singo.
Harry Watling still trying to encourage his side. There's Apollon trying to get by Lewis.
What would be your first go-to on the sideline right now? Food-wise. Pretzel guy? You seem like a pretzel
In terms
guy.
of?
I'm just saying, you know, you got an opportunity. We heard Nico get himself in trouble with his parents because he went off to get a pretzel.
I don't know, your cinnamon bun sounded pretty good, but also some of that home team barbecue sounds pretty good as well.
It's one of those where your stomach's bigger than your eyes. Just want everything.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Bring it on. Couple subs. Patrick Hogan, Josh Penn. Logan Gadula will check out.
Substitutions for the Charleston Battery coming out. Number 17, Logan Gadula. And in.
And there is Josh
Hogan.
Penn. He will come on for
Also
Zico
coming out
Lewis.
10, Zico Lewis.
And those subs
Coming in
presented
number
by the
24, Josh
aforementioned
Penn.
home team barbecue.
Substitution brought to you by Home Team.
So let's talk about the stretch. 20 minutes to go. The Charleston Battery right now, virtually 14 points behind the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Five games to play.
What is Pittsburgh's magic number? Are they in with a win? One.
They're 14 points back, and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds hold the tiebreaker over the Charleston Battery.
Yep.
The one thing I will say is, to give some hope here, a silver lining for the Battery on this performance, that is, the game in hand is obviously great. Pittsburgh have the Rowdies today, then Miami. What that Miami team looks like.
Without Paco Craig. He's played like every minute, I'm pretty sure.
If Paco Craig is not in that game, we're having a very different conversation. If Pittsburgh lose today and lose versus Miami, all of a sudden, the Charleston Battery on October 23rd, if they can get results in their own games, there's a chance they could go 3 winless. I don't see it happening, but anything's possible. You have to play Miami and the Rowdies back-to-back.
It's not easy.
You might not get a point out of that game.
Up next for Charleston is a trip to Charlotte.
You might not get a point out of that game.
Yeah.
Again, there's a lot going on here. This isn't speculation. We understand that maybe the odds are stacked against them, but we want to have a little fun on what this playoff picture could look like, right?
So here's their schedule. Still another game at Pittsburgh. And that Pittsburgh game a few weeks ago, Alex Dixon scored one of the goals of the season right at the end of that to equalize. Charleston were throwing everything forward. At the end, you just have to tip your cap. I mean, that was a tremendous finish, but that's what lies ahead for the Battery. That postponed game against Los Dos will be made up here in a few weeks.
Well, you also got to say that 3 on the road and a team that you never see.
Yeah.
In Los Angeles Galaxy too.
And they're fighting for their playoff lives as well.
You tend to lean towards any favorites in the top 4 of who finishes where?
After Miami loses today, I don't know. I would have pegged Miami too.
It's a free-for-all, right?
Yeah.
1 point separates them. Now, the only thing is that the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, after playing the Tampa Bay Rowdies, Miami and Charlotte are going to have 1 game on them.
I guess I'd give it to Charlotte. I mean, we talked about their run-in yesterday and what it looks like. It's nothing compared to what the other two teams have to play. It's Charlotte will play Charleston next Saturday. Then the next Friday they're at Hartford. Home against Loudoun, at Austin. They'll have to go on the road twice, Charlotte will. But the way they're playing defensively,
they're second in the league in shutouts behind the Rowdies.
Right. That'll play.
And you have Gabriel Auberton and Sylvain Marveau, Irvin Parra, and what's that one guy's name who plays up top? Yeah, Dane Kelly.
Yeah.
Who's within 100 goals.
He's got to get there this year, right? And that's a heavy challenge coming in. Budati, who did get a new jersey, by the way. It's into the book.
I told you there's going to be a lot of emotion here. Keep a calm head. Poor giveaway. Ooh, I mean, that's grounds for dismissal in my book. And I let anything go. Watch this scissor. That is a really reckless challenge.
The second leg there.
You catch someone the wrong angle, right time. That's a broken leg.
Cedeno dribbling through the middle and was fouled. Hard work there in the middle by Cedeno. Brought down by Obregon Jr. Trying to turn, and it's cleared away. Apollon. Back post, Budati, and out of play. Well, download the Charleston Battery app or go to Twitter to cast your vote for the Heineken Man of the Match.
Now and cast your vote before the 85th
Daly with a couple of goals. Might be a front runner for that.
We don't get a vote, but if you were wondering, I think Failing's got a nice little shout.
Oh, that's true.
Right? Done well
Hard
for
work in the
himself.
midfield, yeah. Stavros Zeracostas. It's Repetto cutting this back. It's saved at first and then put out. Lampson made himself big right in front of net. It's out for a corner kick.
This ball should have come square across the first time. If you hit it first time right through the middle and you're Repetto, this is a goal right here, laid off to your right. Instead brings it back across his body, does a fantastic job just to get it in. And for as uncharacteristic as some of the balls coming off the back line and decisions have been, whether defensively or from the goalkeeper, Matt Lampson has made some quality saves.
Top of the box from distance, blocked down. Crawford put his foot through it. Repetto, and the offside flag is up.
Hey, Battery fans, this is a reminder that
if you can't watch the match, you're on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Meola, Rodney Marsh, and USL All Access with Mike Watts and Devin Kerr every Tuesday night, 7 Eastern. You can also hear live action from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM-FC 157 and the app. Might as well ask, what's on the docket for this week?
We got a bunch to talk about. Obviously, a couple of teams have clinched some playoff spots. Division clinchers, Tampa Bay Rowdies. We do have an interview, and it's the only time that I can't tease it, which is interesting.
Oh boy.
I'll just say this. There's a...
Then don't. We can stop.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
On the Super League announcement, they're going to piggyback another announcement.
Oh,
we'll say
boy.
that. They're going to piggyback
boy.
another announcement. So we'll tease that, and there's an interview that comes along with it.
Ooh. All right, that's a good tease. Harmon who got the last touch off of Hartford. Corner kick to Charleston.
Let's hear you, fans. Make some noise. A corner kick coming up for your Charleston Battery.
Failing plays this short. Now he gets it back. All whipped in over ahead of Hogan. He cuts back. Too heavy on the touch and a goal kick.
Let's go the other way. If you could pick a matchup between the two divisions, Atlantic and Central, what would you most like to see? Forget seeding. Let's assume the 4 right now are going to get in the Atlantic. It's a pretty easy assumption. And let's just assume, even though OKC Energy FC right now isn't in, it's 901.
Chance coming here. It's Obregon Jr. and he scores! That's a great individual effort by Juan Obregon Jr. It's 4-2, and Hartford in with a shout here with 10 minutes left.
Continue to remain positive, head up, and persevere through. What a ball this is up over the top. Great distribution, and then take it down to perfection. Recognizes the fact that it's going to have to be individual brilliance. Once he gets it on the deck, what direction are you going to go? Cuts it back across, sees the run, knocked down. Got a tiny window to work with on the near post, and a fantastic finish. There's life left yet for Hartford Athletic.
Two subs. Jaciel Cedeno, Justin Hacker off. Keenan Hott and Luca Perpa come on. Home team barbecue substitutions for Juan Carlos Obregon Jr., his 9th goal on the season. And that now leads the team. So Hartford down to 10 men, remember. I want to go back to what you were saying, though.
So, Rowdies are 1, we get that.
Okay.
Within their division.
Are you saying a first-round matchup that we want to see?
Yeah, let's talk about a first-round matchup. So, Rowdies are going to remain 1. That's the only one we can lock down out of the 8 teams. And let's assume, just for some giggles right now, that 901 FC is the number 4 team. And that's no disrespect to OKC Energy FC. Between the Atlantic and Central, who would you like to see play the most?
I think whoever Louisville plays.
Really?
Because it's going to be one of Charlotte, Pittsburgh, or Miami. I think any of those 3 teams will give Louisville a run for their money, especially Miami. Especially because you have Speedy Williams going back, you have Paco Craig going back. I think there's great storylines in that game.
Great storylines. Louisville's never lost a first-round matchup in the playoffs.
It's true.
Then again, Louisville never lost at home in the playoffs, and the Tampa Bay Rowdies slayed that dragon in 2020. So,
what do you want to see? Or should we save this for another day?
No, no, it's a conversation. Look, it's something that needs to happen for sure. That should be a handball.
And it is. It's going to be a yellow card as well. It will on Repetto for time wasting.
I'm interested to see a 2-3 matchup. For instance, if Charlotte end up in the 3 and they have to go to Birmingham.
They played a few weeks ago,
and
2-1 to Birmingham.
Yep, and so I'm interested to see a rematch there.
Number 18,
I'd also like to see the spread offense, if you will, of 901 FC against a team who defensively is struggling right now in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
That matchup probably isn't going to happen because it's a 2 and a 4, but you get my drift. That 901 FC at this point in time most likely traveling to the Rowdies. The difference there is that 901 FC controls their own destiny, right? Because they've got the game in hand over FC Tulsa. Tulsa could be the 4 match. Tulsa could be going to Tampa. We could see 901 FC traveling to Charlotte, traveling to Pittsburgh, traveling to Miami. Who knows?
And I think it's so interesting, especially in a year like this where you're playing mostly division teams. These other teams haven't seen each other. It's rare that a Charlotte plays a Birmingham. We saw that, but only once this year. So you're not going to get very many rematches unless it's obviously 2 division teams going up against each other.
We also talked about the fact that when you step out of the Atlantic and Central and think big picture here, how interesting would it be if
to the end line and out of play,
if Phoenix and Tampa tied on points?
Yeah.
Because the tiebreaker is, results between the two, and Tampa would hold that tiebreaker.
AJ Patterson coming off, Adisodan coming on. Home team barbecue substitution. Adisodan, another one of those local players, originally from Columbia, South Carolina. Played his college soccer on this field for the College of Charleston.
We talked about the Rowdies' schedule. Phoenix have to play Orange County, Vegas, Sac, and Tacoma. Who gets the #1 seed?
Overall?
Yeah.
I would tend to say Phoenix. I don't say that with much confidence.
I get it. It's not close. I mean, it's super close.
I just think
the schedule favors Phoenix.
Because they're at home.
The schedule favors Phoenix, absolutely. The Rowdies have to play a harder schedule.
Again, Obregon Jr., he was offside. I think, yeah, just because of the home games for Phoenix, they've not lost at home. They've only drawn 3 times at home.
So remember, loud, sudden noises are expected.
Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. taking a moment to get back to his feet. A good look there.
That's just cramps. He's asking for a little stretch.
It's a warm day.
There you go.
It was relief.
We've had this discussion off air about how, and I've done it with some coaches too, it's been so interesting how a team's identity, especially in this season more than others, is so different than being on the road. You give me El Paso, Tampa, Phoenix at home any day of the week.
El Paso still has that unbeaten streak at home that's the longest in North America.
You take them away from Southwest University Park. That's a different story.
Yeah.
It's a very different team. Your argument about Louisville, by the way, I don't think you're wrong. But if that Louisville team gets healthy,
100%.
Watch out.
100%.
Watch out.
Yeah. But what we saw yesterday from Louisville, if that type of performance
goes
is in the playoffs.
And for 90 minutes.
Yes.
The argument all year is for 90 minutes, not
Yes.
being able to do it, right?
Yes. And conceding goals at inopportune times. I mean, I guess it's never opportune to concede a goal, but just before halftime when you have momentum such as that.
Point taken.
Waiting one more Hartford sub, the next dead ball. It's given away. Obregon Jr. plays this through. It's Dodson who squares this. There's the finish. Is there a lifeline for Hartford Athletic? It's Keenan Hott, 4-3.
They got the Red Bull product because of his intensity, his forward-thinking vision. Is there any truer representation than what we are seeing play out in front of our eyes? All day long, the storyline has been untimely turnovers. You get one from the Charleston Battery, you go to work if you're Derek Dodson. How unselfish this is, by the way. Could have tried to have been the hero. 1v1 with the goalkeeper, cuts it back across. And with just a few minutes remaining, Hartford Athletic have drawn within one and have a chance.
Down to 10 men, Keenan Hott, his first pro goal. And it's Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. who checks out for Bradford Jamison. And Shake with his hand on the back of Dodson, who goes down. There were defenders running with Van Shake, so only a yellow card for the captain.
He's got to settle his team right now. This is a collapse. They got to slow down.
I give a lot of credit to Hartford at the moment.
Absolutely.
Down to 10 men.
I've said to you the entire time, keep your head up, stay positive. It seems like the longest road to get back into it, but one little thing goes right, and the next thing you know, you get a bit of momentum. Last 10 minutes, they're just pushing through that barrier.
And remember, a draw, and both teams are eliminated. Hartford, I guess, is thinking if we're going down, you're going down with us. Final few seconds here of regular time. We'll see how much stoppage time remains. Luca Perpa standing around this, and it will be Perpa. Curling into a good area. Kuzminski comes out and punches away. Absorbed some contact as well. Both teams are out of substitutions. Might be worth noting here with Kuzminski down.
The Hartford player went down as well. Caught this across the head. Let's be real careful here with both players.
Fans, MUSC Health Sports Medicine
and the contact that occurs inside the box.
For the Charleston Battery. You can follow them on Twitter at MUSC.
There is a ton of it on this back post ball that gets whipped in. Not a bad ball by Luca Perpa. Ooh, oh boy.
Battery fans, the fourth officials indicated there'll be a minimum.
The good news is that Joe Kuzminski is
up.
up.
5 minutes. Stoppage time is sponsored by MUSC Health Sports Medicine.
So Kuzminski back to his feet as we get into 5 minutes of stoppage time presented by MUSC Health Sports Medicine.
Lemonade, aisle 4. Come on, guys. Hook me up. I can't get off the mic. You guys got to bring me a lemonade. We see ya. My man next to me. 2 pretzels.
Yeah, I'm a pretzel guy.
They're having a blast. You'll love to see it.
It's a great Sunday out with your teammates.
Fire at the conclusion of the match, so expect loud, sudden noises.
And there will be a concussion substitution used here for Hartford. Derek Dodson has checked out, and on is Sebastian Elney. That's one of those new rules here in 2021, which means now Charleston is allowed one more substitution as well.
Well, you love the fact that that is something that has been implemented into the game, and you hate to see it for Derek Dodson.
There's a foul. It'll be a free kick. Elney not on yet, and he will check on here in just a moment. Now he strides on. It's a home team barbecue substitution, and that is a concussion substitution used for Hartford Athletic. I always like when common sense prevails. That's an easy rule to put in place.
Absolutely.
Midway through the minimum of 5, All of a sudden, this has turned into a close one. Advantage will be played here for Hartford. Looking for a square ball now. Here comes the cross. And it's out for a goal kick.
I know that I'm asking for a lot here, but selfishly, I feel like it's a playoff game, and I'm rooting for a game-tying goal and go to overtime. I mean, it's not going to happen. I mean, obviously, we can't go to overtime in a regular season match, but given the way the second half has gone, we obviously have no rooting interest, but you would love to see that comeback from Hartford.
I just root for excitement. That's what I root for.
Same. Some would call that anarchy, but you be the judge.
Sure. Back again to Kuzminski.
I'll throw one more at you before this game steps away.
Okay.
Let's talk about tonight's game.
Pittsburgh, Tampa.
Rowdies have never won at Pittsburgh. Sebastian Guenzati, who's on a ridiculous streak of scoring, has never scored at Highmark. Under Bob Lilly, they've played 112 games.
He's headed out wide. Chance here for Charleston to put this away. It's off the woodwork. And this will stay in play. Final few seconds.
They've played 112 games under Bob Lilly at Highmark since 2018. 91 of them have ended in a win or a draw. Wow, who do you got tonight?
I'm saying a draw, because the last match there was 0-0.
That's such a cop-out.
But Guenzati scores.
Okay, I'll give you that one. That's fair. That's fair.
Just because Pittsburgh has been defensively, it's been a bit more interesting, let's just say, the past few weeks.
So has it been offensively as well.
Yes.
Fight fire with fire there.
Yeah.
Almost flipped the script a little bit between those two, which Hartford Athletic would obviously love to do. This was stacked against them from the very beginning, wasn't it? The Janjagian turnover just a few moments into the match put them down 1-0. Nicu Daly in the 10th minute, and the great ball from Romario Piggott put him up 2-0. Seemed to be game, set, match in the 43rd. That was 3. Of course, the own goal by Piggott gave him a little bit of hope. The problem was Danny Barrera picked up the yellow card in the 40th minute. He would be the recipient of a second. 18 minutes later, 13 on the other side of the second half, sent him packing. There's a 4th from Burke Failing. Some French in the background. We apologize for the lewd language. Obregon in the 81st, Keenan Hott in the 88th, and it's going to fall just short. Heads up if you're a Hartford Athletic player or fan, because that was some kind of effort put forth by 10 men. Charleston Battery, chip in a chair, chip in a chair. Going to need some help from results around them, but they've done their part.
A 4-3 win for Mike Anhauser and the Charleston Battery. And Hartford Athletic officially eliminated from playoff contention in 2021.
As we come together to fight breast cancer. Get your tickets now at guest
Let's take a look at today's Man of the Match, presented by Heineken. Nicu Daly, a brace.
By visiting charlestonbattery.com/pink.
A wonderful Sunday afternoon here in Charleston, South Carolina, in Patriots Point. We'll come back and wrap things up, but it finishes here. Charleston Battery 4, Hartford Athletic 3.
Nicu Daly with 2 goals today. Thank you, fans, for
takes the championship 34 years after his father.
Child arrived just the other day, came to the world in the usual.
I'm driving.
Zero alcohol.
This is your vacation, your beach, your fields of green, skies of blue, mountains of majesty. You're an athlete. You're obsessed. You're in love. You're in pain. Spirit drained, in agony, fighting gravity. Because you made a commitment to yourself and others. You work on your game, build your frame in blazing heat, exhausted and beat. You're not alone. You're supported, pushed, tested, tried, true, broken, fixed, and put back on track to do it all again. Your road is long. On open highway, completely secluded, jammed with traffic, horns blaring, sirens screaming, speed limit, near misses, head-on collisions, body shops, rest stops, so many tolls to pay. Your destination isn't a place, it's a record, a dance, a feeling. Hands in the air, stands on their feet, joy all around. Because when you refuse to yield, your spirit is revealed. You are an athlete. MUSC Health, Sports Medicine.
Back to wrap things up, a victorious afternoon at Patriots Point for the Charleston Battery, 4-3 winners over Hartford Athletic. It's time to look at our full-time highlights. Plenty of goals to show you. It started right off the bat, but this was not the start that Hartford Athletic was looking for.
Wrong way. Can't go that direction. Putting it in the back of your own net is an absolute no-no. Janjigian finds that out the hard way. Again, it's the quick little peek up and then doesn't see the goalkeeper rotate to his left-hand side. 1-0 Charleston Battery. 8 minutes later, Nicu Daly. Watch the overlapping run on the cut little back on the inside. Mario Piggott could have had Patterson. Instead, find Nicu Daly. Find 2 goals. Charleston Battery cruising.
And that was the first of his 2 goals. This was the second. More good build-up play by the Battery.
Watch Claudio Repetto, though. He knows that he's going to have either Zico Lewis or the streaking run on the back post by Nicu Daly. Chooses the latter. Nicu Daly sticks it in the bottom corner. So it's 3-0, and you're going, okay, the route is on. Wrong. Good response by Ash Apollon. I mean, he's got to hand out some apologies for this, right? This is downright rude. Oh, Robbie Crawford. Wintertime and on skates, even though he's on grass. 3-1 at half. It's a little different, though, in the second half. 1 yellow, that's a second. 1 + 1 is 2. 2 yellows equals a red. Red equals timeout chair.
So Barrera sent off, 61st minute. This was a bit of a weird one. Failing takes it from distance, and Lampson just couldn't judge it.
I've told you the entire game. I was looking for someone to hit this thing from distance, and he finally got the cue. Good strike. And the fact that he gets it to dip, a little bit of English on the ball right in front of the goalkeeper is the reason that it does end up in goal. But they weren't done and dusted, as some of our friends like to say. Obregon, 81st minute. Love this ball by Connor McGlynn. What vision. 35 yards in the air to bring it down and then go 1v2. Still got traffic in front of you. Excellent finish by the Honduran up top. Keenan Hott. They went and got him from Red Bull for a reason. It's great pressure. It's a terrible turnover, but they've still got a lot of work to do here. And Derek Dotson, he knows the run's going to come, but who's it going to come from? It comes from the substitute, Keenan Hott, in the 88th minute, 4-3, falling just short.
And a look at the updated standings. Hartford is eliminated officially. Charleston still mathematically eligible to make it to the playoffs, but Pittsburgh and Tampa still play tonight.
It's the Tampa Bay Rowdies and the number 1 that has clinched the Atlantic Division, and then everybody else. Who's it going to be? A lot to play for. So long, but not goodbye to the Charleston Battery and Hartford Athletic. Couple of games to finish off the season. Hartford keep their heads high. Charleston Battery, I'll tell you what, man. I give them credit because this was not an easy game to play. This was a win and in, and they had to persevere through.
So they stay alive on this Sunday afternoon. A beautiful Sunday afternoon in Charleston, South Carolina. We saw plenty of goals to go around. And these two teams still a few more games to finish out this regular season. That'll do it for our entire crew and broadcast partner, Devin Kerr. I'm Josh Eastern saying so long from Patriots Point. It finishes Charleston 4, Hartford 3. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.